unboxing time. So this came in yesterday, I think. Arrived from Carp Kit. This is my DT baits order. Now I've already got, I think, almost all the pop-ups that are available on the site. Some of the wafters. I don't have any of the boosted hook baits, but the Boilies just came in, the pellets, the stick mixes. So obviously those of us who are part of the DT Canada team obviously jumped on getting our bait orders in, and thankfully Nathan from Improved Carp Angling actually left a little bit for the rest of us. Word has it that he basically got enough to fill a transport truck himself. But I did manage to get this tiny, what is it, 28 pound box, something like that. I don't know, I think I got about 15 kilos in here, so it's got to be more than that. It's got to be over 30 pounds. It's a heavy box. Anyway, I want to get in it. I want to see what's in here, because there are some Canada exclusives in here that you can't get anywhere else, just here. And they're exclusively through Carp Kit. So let's see what I got. Got my handy dandy lightsaber. Get in there. Okay, Simon. That's a lot of tape, man. Wow. Probably more tape on here than there is boilies in the box. Wow. Oh. Nice stuff. Okay. I'm actually really excited about this. Okay, so yeah, there's a pretty big list. Probably can't even see that. We've got several of a couple of the 3 kilo bags, some 1 kilo bags, some stick mixes, some pellets. Oh, I did get some pop-ups in here and some boosted hook baits. Good stuff. A few variety of sizes as well with a couple of these things. So let's just have a look, shall we? What do we got right on the top? Pop-ups. Okay. New jar of banana, the Cult Classics banana. I'm almost out. So I started buying DT baits in the end of October of last year, so end of October 2021. That's when I started using them, and banana was in the first group that I bought. It is killer. All of us that have been using the banana that I've talked to, we're all crushing with this flavor. It's something else. And I also put the booster spray, the banana booster spray. I let it soak in the pot. If I'm fishing, I'll spray like a PBA stick with it, or spray the hook bait and let it dry for a few minutes before I put it out there. Even Kevin is almost out of these. So I had to get another pot because it's not one that I can be without. Now this may actually be the only pop-up on Carp Kit from DT that I don't have. Scopex. They're a nice yellow color. They're a deeper yellow color, actually. If you compare the two, there's the banana, there's the Scopex. I never use Scopex pretty much in anything, because anytime I've ever have used it in like boilie form or anything like that, I never caught on it. Oh my. That's really nice. I'm looking forward to using that. It's a very smooth, creamy smell. I don't know what Scopex is supposed to be, but I like that, and I like that it's the deeper yellow. I like that deeper color. Some of the end blend, I've been using the matching hook baits, so they're kind of like that browny color that the boilies are, and I've caught a few fish on those just in the last couple weeks. Well, I have my normal go-to white or yellow off to the side, or pink, and the brown's the one catching the fish. So sometimes those muted tones are the better way to go. Oh, more tape. So this, I would assume, should be a boosted hook bait. I didn't get these before in my initial orders because it's not, it's a bottom bait, and typically I fish with pop-ups, sometimes scale down to wafters, but it's not very often that I actually use a bottom bait. This is the Superfruit boosted hook baits. So the same size, 14, 15 mil. But these are like glugged bottom baits. Now, back in April when we had that killer session in the lake, when I had the 40.8, the 32.2 or 32.4, Kevin had a 32 and a 28. His 30 was on the boosted hook bait, topped with one of the Take 4 dumbbells, and he's been doing well on these boosted hook baits. So they're catching fish. I've been catching well on Superfruit lately, so I'm gonna try those out. We got more tape. Oh, I'm gonna bend my lightsaber trying to get into these. I should have just grabbed a knife. Okay. Superfruit DNA liquid food stimulant. This is now my second bottle. So this is there's multiple ingredients into this, and they separate. So the oils separate, and you'll see that you get the darker one at the top, bottom, clear one at the top, and you have to mix them to get them fully effective, and it comes out as this like nice dark syrup. I have been putting this in all of my stick mixes, my pack bait, soaking my particle. So what I've been doing is when I boil my corn, make my hemp, get it all mixed in together while it's still hot in a bucket, I drizzle some of this in there, work it in, and let it soak overnight and cool at room temperature. So it really gets into those, all those little bits and stuff. It's been doing well, and one thing's for sure, it holds off that sour stink that you get when, if you're like me, you tend to leave your bait pail in the van all week while you're at work. Opening it back up after a couple of days of realizing, oh crap, I left it in there. When I do an after work session or something. You still smell the superfruit. You don't smell so much of the sour corn and particle and hemp mix. So that's been refreshing, but it also makes me think, okay, well, the fish are definitely not going to smell that sour smell as much either, and it's been working. Okay, bags and bags of stuff now. What do we got here? Okay, so this is 3 mil Superfruit flavored pellet. So obviously, I use a lot of sticks. I use a lot of, oh, the lights are really bright there. I use a lot of sticks. I use a lot of solid bags. So I wanted to get a variety of the pellets to go with the stick mixes. Put that right there. So that's the 3 mil. And then, oh, what a difference. So this is the same thing, but in 7 mil. And they're much larger. I got really bright studio lights on here, so I don't know how well you can see the size difference, but for one to be 3 mil and one to be 7 mil, it almost looks like it's like 50 times the size. But again, you know, mixing with my sticks, solid bags, you know, maybe throwing a handful into a small particle mix for spod mix. Then the Superfruit Stick mix. So like I said, I've been doing well with the Superfruit. I've got the D-A-Day liquid, got the pellets, got the stick mix. So all in all, this can make a really nice nice grouping, all with matching flavor. Now, I'm somebody that my stick mix is always made up of like the bottom of the bags of everything else. You know, if I get a handful of Boilies left in a bag, I crush it all up with the crusher and I throw it in the stick mix. You know, particles and anything I got that's kind of dried out or old, it all becomes my stick mix. So I never have a stick mix of just one flavor. That's why I got this. This is the N blend stick mix. So this is the nut blend. I think it's mostly like tiger nuts and stuff like that that make it up. But you know, I've caught on the N blend pop-ups, they have that kind of sharp, nutty smell. So when we couple the smooth kind of superfruit flavors and mix, you know, put all these stuff together, a little bit of the liquid, just to add some slightly different element to it, I'm going to mix in some of the N blend just to have that, you know, not all uniformly one thing, just something slightly different to make it separate from, you know, anything else. That's the only reason I got this one, because I haven't dived into the N blend boilies and pop-ups really as much. I've been using, you know, late spring into summer. I want those fruity flavors. The nut flavors are what's going to come into their own. You know, once I get into September, October, when we start getting those colder nights, shorter days, that's when I'm going to switch over to the nut blends to fish from the end of that warm water season into the cold water season. That's when I want the nut flavors. So that's kind of where I'm kind of targeting things. So by the time I get through all of this, I'll be ready to kind of go a little bit heavier on the nut blend and just a hint of the superfruit. So it'll all be the same, just kind of reversed. Okay, so now we got boilies here. We got, this is a kilo of the Superfruit Shelf Life 15 mil boilies. Sorry about the studio lights there, they're just really bright. So 1 kilo of that. Another kilo of that. I guess I got 2 kilos of the Superfruit 15 mil boilies. Now this is what I was excited about, because I like throwing a rod out with a big hook bait from time to time. And you know I said I don't use the bottom baits very often, and I don't. But there's just some places where I'm going to fish 2 rods the normal way I fish them, and I just want that one kind of Hail Mary rod out there. And I did this fishing with Kevin, might have been early last spring, fishing into Lake Erie. I was bound and determined I was going to go there for a bigger fish. I would put 2 rods out, my normal tactics, smaller hook baits, pop-ups, and then I had a big old donkey choker. I think it was like a 36 mil boilie with a 15 mil snowman or an 18 mil pop-up to make a snowman. And I had that kind of just off to the left, and that was my banker big fish rod. I did get a run on that setup. Unfortunately, I never had the hookup on the fish. I did end up getting a 28 pounder later that day on a 12 mil pop-up, funny enough. But the theory about the big bait got me the run, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a success. I may not have seen the fish or even felt the fish, but it took a run. So the big bait tactic to get a bite is what I wanted, and that worked. So there are just a few spots that we go to that we can get into huge numbers of smaller fish, but we know there's big fish there. And for those particular places, I want to be able to just take a huge hook bait and put it out there. So this will probably get a little bit of the DNA liquid. I'll put maybe 3 or 4 of these in the into a pot, just glug them up, and kind of boost these a bit myself, just so I can have some really big hook baits. So these are 24 mil, 1 kilo of those. And then I've got 2 more bags in here because I wanted to go conservative. Like I said, Nathan bought out pretty much the rest of the Canadian supply. And it sounds like Anthony bought quite a bit to go out to Saskatchewan as well. But for the first bait order, this will sort me out for a little bit. So I think these are the special exclusives to Canada. Wow, I could smell them through the bag. That's awesome. So a 3 kilo bag of banana boilies. Only Carp Kit has these. A 3 kilo bag of pineapple boilies, 15 mil. Again, only Carp Kit has these. And I think some of them are already sold out, believe it or not. They just came on the website beginning of the week or last weekend. I put my order in. It arrived Wednesday or Thursday it arrived. And I think I was looking on the site this morning and some of them are already gone. Like, people have bought these up really fast. There are still, as of the time I'm filming this right now, there are still I don't know, maybe 10 3 kilo bags of one of them, I think the pineapple. So there's still a chance to get some before everybody else gets it, but the DT baits have been flying off the shelves from Carp Kit like crazy. And I guess other people are finding out why some of us are using these exclusively. I'm literally not using any other baits, just DT stuff. And then obviously my homemade stuff like the tiger nuts, the maize, stuff like that. But wow, oh my god, smelling the pineapple and the banana side by side through the bags. Wow, that's awesome. It looks like they're just like a vacuum seal type bag, and I have a vacuum sealer, so if I wanted to take some out and reseal this bag, I could. There must be a little opening in the banana one because this one's quite tight and this one's not. Wow, I am super excited. Super excited. So that gives me, what do we got? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 kilos of boilies, 2 kilos of stick mix, 2 kilos of pellets, 3 pots of hook baits, and a liquid. And actually, even just a few minutes we've been talking, if you look at the top here and look at the bottom, they're already separating that quick. So you really need to shake this to get it activated and get it ready to use. You can see it's all dark up here again. PVA friendly stuff. This is, I've been putting, like I said, I've been putting it in my stick mixes, I've been putting it on my particles to boost it, putting it on my pack bait. I like it. And it puts a slick up in the swim. Fishing my challenge against Sean, I think we're at a week ago, whenever that was that I was out last. I haven't been out enough lately, but anytime the fish moved in on my spot, I had a little slick come up that kind of drifted with the wind, and I knew they were there, and right after I ended up getting a fish. So very handy to have that extra indicator there of putting that slick up. So yeah, I'm really excited. These Scopex ones, I am super excited to use those, that darker yellow and that neat kind of creamy smell. The boosted hook baits, I have a spot in mind for these, and I'm looking forward to that for sure. As for my next session out, not a session I'm filming, but I needed these pellets and these stick mixes out and ready to go because I'm going to be fishing with solid bags in a relatively weedy area. The weeds haven't really come up yet. It's still kind of early in this water. It's on the big river. But the drifting weed, the silkweed that's coming down from Lake Erie, pushing through the Niagara River, it's moving through quite a bit, and it's collecting on my rigs. I fished it last weekend, and fish were on me. They were on the bait. I had a take, missed it, brought it in. There was a ball of silkweed over my hook. So I'm going to fish some solid bags in that spot. Very, very short hook lengths. Probably trim down my pop-ups a little bit. I think one of those Scope X is going to go out, and hopefully I'll have some results tomorrow. Just going to go out for a few hours in the morning, maybe like a 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. kind of thing, before I come home and get back to editing, because I still got to get the videos out. Yeah, I'm super excited. And this is just the first bait order that I've made of, the boilies and such. What's going to happen when I see how well these are working in my spots? I'm going to end up getting a box twice this size. That is, if Nathan lets anybody else have them. So yeah, there we go. Unboxing of my DT baits order that just come in from Carp Kit. I need to go get my mix put together, get some short supple rigs tied and put into solid bags. I need to get my 12 footers ready for the spot that I'm fishing. I got a lot to do. I'm going to let you go, and yeah, we'll see you next time.